The law of design. The law of design states that in order for you to achieve a worthy goal, you need to put down systems in place to achieve that goal. And after putting down the systems, you need to implement the systems. So that being said, to maximize growth, you need to develop strategies. And it is very expedient for you to develop strategies in the sense that if there is no strategies, a roadmap, a blueprint, a step-by-step process in order for you to achieve the goal that you are intended to achieve, then it will become very arduous and you'll be moving helter-skelter in order for you to achieve that specific goal. Now, what are strategies? Strategies, as the English dictionary says, that it is a set of plan of actions intended to achieve a goal. And so every goal that you have, whether to achieve something, whether to stop doing something, they are all goals. Now, for you to achieve those goals, you need to first of all develop a roadmap that will lead you to the attainment of the goal. That is why I love what James Clear said, that we don't rise to the level of our goals, but we fall to the level of our systems. And that system I'm talking about is the strategies or the roadmap put in place to achieve those goals. And so systems are very much important in the attainment of every goal that we set for ourselves, whether as individuals or as organizations or as a family. Goals are very important. If we will achieve them, it will be expedient on our part to put down a roadmap in order for us to achieve them. And that is the law of design. And so I love what Jim Rohn said. He says that if you do not take the time to design your life's plan, chances are that you fall into someone's plan. And guess what? They have planned for you little. And this is very much intriguing and very much alarming in that one of the differences between the successful and the unsuccessful is that the successful has designed his life in such a way that he knows what he is going to achieve or what he is going to become in the next 5 to 10 years. However, the other unsuccessful person does not have any design of what his life would become in the next 5-10 years. And so it is very expedient for all of us to design our life in order to maximize the life that we have. And so one of the things that I have realized in life is that life is not a dress rehearsal, in the sense that we only have one life. As the comedian James Allen said, that you only live once, but if you live it rightly, once is enough. And so for you to maximize the life that you have, it is expedient on you to design your life plan. And after designing your life plan, you need to put in steps and actions in order for you to meet that goal that you have planned and intended for yourself to achieve or to become in the next 5 to 10 years. So it is very expedient for us to design our lives. Now, to develop strategies, you need to depend on systems, and which is very much important. As I said earlier on, that James Clear asserted that we don't rise to the level of our goals, but we fall to the level of our system, which means that how concrete our system is a great determiner of how we'll be able to achieve our goals or not. And so if you and I would want to achieve our goals and achieve it within the expected time frame that you have put in place to achieve it, then it is expedient on our side to put down systems in order to achieve them. Most accomplishments in life come more easily if we approach them strategically. So how do you accomplish something strategically on a consistent basis? By creating systems. And systems is very much important. One secret to personal growth and high productivity is to use systems. Now, I like what Michael Gerber, the best-selling author of E-Myth, revisited. He says that systems permit ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results predictably. However, without a system, even extraordinary people find it difficult to predictably achieve even ordinary results. And so you see that systems are very important. Even the ordinary person can achieve extraordinary results predictably if there are systems put in place for the achievement of that goal. However, if you have an extraordinary person who doesn't have any system put in place, it will become very difficult and arduous for that extraordinary person to even achieve predictably an ordinary result. That is what Michael Gerber said, and I agree with him 100%. Because what system does is that It helps us to organize ourselves. It helps us to be disciplined. And it helps us to leverage the little time, energy, and resources that we have in the attainment of a goal. Our time is finite. Our resources and energy are finite. Our will to do is also finite. And so in order for us to make use and maximize the time, energy, resources, and will that we have, it is expedient on our part to put down systems in place in order to augment the finite resources that we have. And so it is very much important that as individuals and also organizations, we put down systems in place to achieve our most important goals. Effective system must also include priorities. So having a bigger picture is important but not enough. You need to also set in place your priorities. What are the first things that you need to achieve? The second thing you need to achieve? The third thing you need to achieve? Sometimes what the mistake that most of us will do is that we have a lot of priorities, and because we have a lot of priorities, we begin to suffer from decision paralysis. So I normally recommend that you would have 1, 2, or 3 priorities that when you're able to achieve those, all other goals will fall into place or they will become insignificant. So you have to set the priorities, like you have to set the most important priorities in place and try as much as hard to achieve them. And in achieving them, you would notice that all other goals and all other things that's needed attention and needed for you to achieve, they have all fallen into place. Now, thirdly, after putting your priorities in place, you need to make sure that your effective system includes measurement. Measurement is very much important in that people play differently when they are keeping score. So, for example, assuming we have a match between Chelsea and Manchester United, and that we are not keeping score. So Man United will score 1, Chelsea will score 1, but there is no score. We do not know how many goals United have scored. We do not know how many goals Chelsea has scored. What do you think would happen? We will lose interest in the game. There will be low engagement. There will be low commitment. There will be low will to even continue to play because there is no measurement. That is why measurement is very much important in the drawing or the designing of your life plan and also the system in order for you to achieve your goals. In the sense that whenever you put a scoreboard in place to measure the level of work that you are doing, it raises your level of engagement. It raises your level of commitment. It raises your will to continue fighting or to continue playing and working hard in order for you to attain the goals. One of the differences between goals that are being achieved and goals that are not being achieved is the system of measurement put in place. If there is no system of measurement put in place, chances are that you will not know whether you are doing good or you are doing bad, whether there are certain things that you need to improve or not to improve. You become oblivious to the fact that your work is leading progressively to the attainment of the goals. And then it becomes very detrimental and very alarming in the sense that research has proven that people became engaged in whatever they are doing when they perceive a slight progress in whatever they are doing. And how did they perceive the progress in what they were doing? Because of the measurements that was instituted or inculcated in the system that these people were living by. And so keeping score or keeping measurement is very much important. It raises your level of engagement, commitment, and sheer will to continue working and also to continue playing. So the example of Manchester United and Chelsea is an example. The moment Manchester notice that Chelsea has scored 2 goals and they are down to 1, you see the level of engagement, the level of commitment, and the sheer will to even continue to play the game, either to outscore or to draw, it increases. That is why measurement is very much important. And I like what Jack Welch, one of the most respected CEOs of General Electric, asserted. He said that strategy is first trying to understand where you sit in today's world. And not only that, not only where you wish to be or where you hoped you would be, but where you are. Then it is trying to understand where you are. Then it is trying to understand where you want to be 5 years out. Finally, it's assessing the realistic chances of getting from here to there. And so in the statements of Jack Welch, there are 3 things that you need to know. And these 3 things have one thing in common. So 1, knowing where you are. 2, knowing where you want to be. And 3, the chances of you getting there. All of them has one thing in common, and that is measurement. Knowing where you are is assessment, and assessment is measurement. Knowing where you want to be is projection, which is also measurement. And knowing the chances of you getting there is probability, which is also measurement. And so in order for you to know where you are in the attainment of the goal, you need to keep a scoreboard. You need to measure your progress, where you need to improve, where you need not to improve, what you need to do, what you need not to do. There are lots of people who are engaged in activities that are not helpful or beneficial in the attainment of the goal. How would they know? Because they are not keeping score, or because they are keeping score. So keeping score, measuring your progress, is a great gain for you yourself as an individual, and also for your organization if you really are serious about growing and making changes. I also like what James Harrington says. He said that measurement is the first step that leads to control and eventually to improvement. If you can't measure something, you can't understand it. If you can't understand it, you can't control it. And if you can't control it, you cannot improve it. Which means that measurement is very much important in today's world. It enables you to set goals, evaluate progress, judge results, and diagnose problems. Without measurements, there is nothing that you can do to know the level of progress that you have attained. So measurement is very much important and you inculcating it into your day-to-day design of your life plan. In building an effective system, the effective system must include an application device or an application software inside it. Because you may have all these big pictures, you may have the measurements in place, you may have set your priorities in place, but if you are not able to apply or implement the system that you have set for yourself in the attainment of the intended goal, the plans, the design becomes useless. Most buildings that were put up, first of all, had a very nice blueprint. But if the blueprint did not translate to the reality of building the house, the blueprints would become useless. That is why ideas are important, but they say that ideas which are not implemented are useless. And so planning, make sure that you have the track to run. But taking the actions is actually what creates traction. And so in order for you and I to create the traction, we need to take step-by-step actions after we have planned and after we have designed our lives. So we need to inculcate planning into the system that we have set for ourselves. After setting the systems for ourselves, the next thing that we need to do to help ourselves is that we need to put down effective systems to employ organization. We need to organize ourselves in terms of the time, the energy, the resources that we have. Organization is very much important in the sense that if you do not organize yourself, if you do not organize the time that you have, the resources that you have to become resourceful, you are likely to waste the time, you are likely to waste energy, you are likely to waste resources. And so in the implementation and the development of any system, it is expedient on your part, it is expedient on my part to organize ourselves in the attainment of the goal that we've set for ourselves. We do not rise to the level of the goals that we have set for ourselves. We fall to the level of the systems that we have. Being organized gives us a sense of power, because when you know your purpose and when you know the direction that you are going, you organize yourself in order for you to implement the system you set for the attainment of the intended goal. The next thing that I want to talk to you about, which is the last but not the least, is that effective systems promote consistency. You need to be consistent in the implementation of the system. It is very much important. Consistency is very much important. If you are not consistent, it will become very hard for you to achieve your intended goal. Some goals are 1 year plans to, some goals are set for a duration of 1 year. Other goals are set for a duration of 10 years. Other goals are set for a duration of 20 years. If you are not consistent, if you are not disciplined enough, chances are that not even half of the way, before you even reach February, you've forgotten about the goals and you've already given up on the goals. So you and I, we need to be disciplined, and we need to be what? We need to be consistent. So if you and I, we want to succeed and to achieve our goals, it is expedient on our part to be consistent. And I'm concluding, and I want to conclude with what Jim Rohn said. He said that if you go to work on your goals will go to work on you. If you go to work on your plan will go to work on you. Whatever good things we build end up building us. That is the power of the law of design.